Hello, and welcome to Using Glencoe Math Virtually. Today we're going to take a brief look on how you can use your Glencoe Math resources online. You can find printables to share with your students and how they can access assignments that you might give to them online. So for those of you that have the digital access as a teacher, you'll recognize your dashboard when you first log in. You may recognize in the upper left that 3-bar hamburger menu that's going to help you to navigate through your resources. And then these two blue tabs, the light blue tab and the dark blue tab. This allows you to go through and choose the exact chapter and lesson that you'd like to take a look at. So once I have my chapter and lesson, I'm going to go up to that 3-bar menu, down to resources. Now this is going to show me all of the resources that I have for this particular lesson. Now as you're going through, you're going to notice that you'll have some printables. You have an entire section of worksheets. So if you're in the situation right now where your students may be working on things at home, if you were asked to come up with packets, you could go through the worksheets. You could run off any of these worksheets for your students. You'll see PDF versions, DOCX versions, so that you could go in and edit before you print them off for your students as well. Now to get back into that list of all my resources for the lesson, just go back to all resources, then I have my list. We will be able to take a look at what the students are going to see as well. So if your students do have digital access, you'll be able to give them assignments so they can complete things online as well. But if you're looking for those printable resources, that is mainly going to be your response to intervention. So these are those reteach worksheets, and these are great because they have additional examples for your students worked out. And once again, you have the PDF version or the DOCX version, where you can edit it before you print it out. Also, because they are plain old PDFs or DOCX, if you wanted to, this is something that even if your students don't have the digital access to the McGraw-Hill website, that you could share via Google Classroom, or you could even email as an attachment. So you're going to have all of those printables available for your students. So then getting back into your alt resources, as you're looking through the different resources, a couple other things that you have. If you have struggling readers in your class, you want them to practice those skills. The interactive guide for English learners. This is also a printable that could be assigned for your students or run off. Then getting back into your additional resources, you're going to see the opportunity for your students to watch videos. So really depending on what you want your students to be able to have access to and to accomplish during the time that they are not in the classroom directly with you, you have those variety of resources. One that teachers find very, very helpful are the tutors. Now, if I look at my tutors, the tutors are where we have worked with real-life teachers who've gone in, record the audio as well as the board work for a parallel example. This is in addition to the example that appears in their student book. The students already have access to these personal tutors when they log on to their site. However, if you wanted to and see that the students actually watch the video, if you go to the gear icon at the bottom right of your thumbnail, you can go to assign this resource, or you can share view via Google Classroom. So if I assign this resource, it's going to ask me for a name. I'm just going to call it personal tutor. Then it's going to ask you for instructions. I'm just going to let them know to watch the video and be prepared to ask a question about the problem. Now, once I have those instructions in, I can set the date that it's available. And again, we realize that we're a bit uncertain at this point of how long our students will not be in the classroom. So you could go in and you can change that date. You can make assignments up for the next week. You can set assignments for the next couple weeks. It's really up to you. So you can do a lot of that planning. Then once I go in and I have my date, I can choose which students. So if you're working with subgroups of students, you can certainly just choose those individual students, or you can assign it to the entire class. So right now I'm assigning it to the entire class. They also create a discussion thread. So this is a bulletin board type piece. If you want your students to discuss the problem, if you want to pose a question, then you as the teacher always get to see the comments before they go up onto the board. If I go in and click Assign, then once I see my assignment details, to make sure I have everything there, what this assignment looks like. In another browser, just for example purposes for today, I have a student view open. You're going to notice the student view. So for your students that have digital access to their site, looks very, very similar to the teacher side. What I want you to notice here is that personal tutor that I just assigned that's going to be due this Friday for them to watch shows up in their homework. So if they click on their homework, they're going to see those assignments. If I come in, I've got the instructions. I can watch the video, and then I ask my students to share a question or discussion. If you want, they can even upload an attachment. So completely up to you what you want your students to submit. So getting back into the teacher side, once my students have completed that assignment, what you can do, and if you have multiple classes, you can go in and you can copy that assignment to other classes so you don't have to start from scratch each time. And then once I have given that assignment, I can go back up to that 3-bar hamburger menu, down to the assignment tracker, and this is where I can see those assignments that I've given. If I open it up, I'll see the students that I've given it to and anything that they have submitted. If I ask for an uploaded file, it would appear there as well. So this is great for those students that you know do have the internet and can receive those assignments. As we mentioned, you got to see all those printables at the beginning for you, the teacher, that you can share with your students if you are doing packets. And if they do have digital access, these resources can be assigned either through ConnectEd itself, through the McGraw-Hill website, or through Google Classroom if you're currently using Google Classroom. So we really just wanted to give you an idea of a couple things that you can do while we're not able to be there in person with our students. So I hope you found a couple ideas that you can use as you are working to use Glencoe Math virtually. Thank you very much.